Can they pull this off again against OpTic?
Going to be important to get a strong start in the pistol round now, of course. The goal for Space Soldiers will be to win this map, and if they get that, suddenly going into cash, going to get a little worried for OpTic. It's all going to come down to the start of this, and what a one-tap by Mixwell to start off the round, and another fully blind. 2 dead already for the Space Soldier squad.
Explosive start coming out of OpTic as HS makes his way onto the site. Kelix coming in with his own headshots, even digs HS down as well. Difficult situation for them to deal with, but the bomb has been planted. Only Magis and HS left alone, and OpTic Gaming here starting to fall apart. Magis finds the first one, but he has only got 33 points of health in a 2 versus 1. Calix has got the defuse kit, and they are going to sit on the bombs. Zonterra's backing his teammate up. Comes round the side and he gets the headshot, but the diffuser's already in. Magis leaving that a little bit too slow. Went right down to the wire, but Space Soldiers pick up the first round, and that's the key start that they wanted. That's the key start that they needed.
The investment in the kit paying off there. Space Soldiers getting the pistol round on the board, but look at this opening shot from Mixwell. That was outrageous, and then getting another one while fully blind. But unfortunately was not enough to get OpTic Gaming the opening round of this map. Space Soldiers take the lead 1-0.
Yeah, it looked like such a promising start for OpTic. A full rush into this B bomb site. But ultimately, Calix was there ready and waiting. USP in hand. Heads being dropped. Now my issue we saw last time when Space Soldiers up on their CT side here on Overpass. Zonterra's played heavily towards Restroom, but he got over-aggressive, didn't fall back, wasn't really aware of his surroundings too much. He can't make that mistake this time around against the OpTic Gaming guys.
As we already saw from Mixwell there, this team has their fair share of incredible aimers too. Need to make sure now they get the consecutive rounds, but here we go. OpTic with 2 entries already. The man disadvantage going over the Space Soldiers. Paz with 4 kills though, evens out those numbers super quick. But Allo with 2 of his own. Somehow this round has ended up in a 1v1.
A ridiculous round there. Goes to a 1v1. If Paz didn't get them 4 kills, we could be looking at a very different situation. But that's a lot of damage done to the economy of the CTs, having to full rebuy, apart from Calix, who managed to save the day in the end. He did have the M4, but my oh my, Space Soldiers need to be a little bit more careful than that. You saw them spraying out towards restrooms early on when the rush came in from OpTic, but all we saw then was actually them stutter and struggle, unable to get kills. Forced up by Glocks and P250s. They should be able to hold that a little bit better.
Yeah, that should have been the free round for Space Soldiers. Unfortunately, a lot of investment is lost, but they do manage to get that round on the board. But look now, because of that eco run from OpTic, they actually have the advantage in weaponry, utility across the board, and full AK. So now OpTic with the upper hand in this buy round.
Yeah, OpTic potentially coming in to break the Space Soldier lineup here. They don't need to rush too fast into it just yet. They can take their time as they move around the map. Mixwell spotting out A long. He's going to go and push through as we see the triple stack on the A bomb site from Space Soldiers. 2 towards B. No one looking towards connectors, so that control is all in the hands of OpTic at the moment. But Engin and Zonterra is playing the same spots as last time, but this time they've got to hold it up against the AK-47s.
Nothing exchanged just yet into the round. The time is winding down. Currently 45 seconds on the clock as you see that bomb starting to gather over towards that A-long position. 3 members of Space Soldiers currently nearby, as you said. Zantares and Engin both in that bathroom position, and Paz will be holding this long angle. Going to be key now if he wants to stop this push.
Yeah, Paz is going to have to pick up the first kill here. The smokes and flashes do start to go over. Mixwell already on top of it though, pushed up fast. Magis coming in with one of his own as well. Zonterra's unable to do too much. Gets 1 kill, dinks up the next, but can't find the kills. Mixwell and Freiberg both very low as that Kobe comes in, and Calix picks up another kill. 2 versus 3, the bomb is down, Mixwell is low. A chance here for Space Soldiers, but they have to make it work. They have to go fast. Major trying to come around on the rotate, but he now gets taken down. And he's just looking around, feeling out the bomb site, trying to see if he can catch any of them, find out exactly where they were. He just missed the player towards restroom there. The timing on it, not ideal. And it looks like Calix will just go and hide, because at the moment, he's just going to push down into long A, because why would you go any further than this at the moment? All you need to do is go and grab yourself a chance to get some kills on the board, because OpTic just too strong coming into that site. Entries were on point.
Calyx with the only member with money in the bank means another reset round for Space Soldier. We've seen in the past they sometimes struggle in these early rounds, need to start putting money in the bank until they're able to get rolling. Because of that save rifle and that extra money in Calyx, he'll be able to drop some weapons to his team. So we do see a buy coming out of them, 2 rifles joined with those CZs. But of course, OpTic winning that round with those AKs, many of them surviving. Means they get a full buy, full utility. And a strong round coming out from OpTic, just 1 round behind now.
Yeah, Space Soldiers have now got to try and upset the balance of CZs and M4s. Not going to be easy against the OpTic lads, but they've got to try and make it work. We've seen Space Soldiers pull off incredible feats in their game so far here. But OpTic still playing at the back, not pushing too far into this as Magis makes his way further down to the connector. Molly goes out. Engin not moving around just yet, but he knows that a player will be coming towards him, and he just moves back up the stairs in the flames, and then gets caught off guard by Mixwell there, flushing him out of position, gives them an early 1-man advantage. They're going to continue to push out here as well, and all that's happening is they're walking straight into OpTic's crosshairs.
Magisk with another, brings it down to a 4 versus 2. Nice play by OpTic, dealing with those pistols. Not walking into any trap just yet, but the 2 rifles do remain in the hands of Space Soldiers. So if they are able to go huge, could pull something off, and Xantares starts as he means to go on, gets a frag over towards long, but is taken down by Magisk, and now they have the A site.
Yeah, first kill went in the way of Space Soldiers, but now OpTic Gaming swarm this A bomb site. Now it's interesting to look at how OpTic are going to shut down the heavy aim style as Calyx takes down Freiburg, puts it into a 2 versus 1. But again, is this a situation he really wants to challenge for when his team don't have the money to play with? He's got still a little bit of utility, got the head armor, got the M4, got the kit as well, and he will just run back, and rightly so. It's the smart decision. But OpTic, their way of dealing with this so far is even taking these 1v1 duels, but attacking us together, attacking as a unit, and not allowing the star performances to really show.
Despite that save from Calyx, there will still be a full eco coming out of Space Soldiers. Can't afford to force in once more, knowing now that even if they win that round, OpTic would not be reset. Isn't worth the risk, so we're just going to sit back on those USPs. Just the singular rifle in the hands of Calyx, going to try and do at least some economic damage in the following round. OpTic Gaming tie it up 2-2 heading into the 5th.
Round number 5. USPs for everyone else. Calyx with his saved AK-47. He has been the point man in these last few games that we've seen from Space Soldiers. But is it enough to deal the damage onto OpTic, who continue to be confident with the weapons in their hand? HS moving up with a MAC-10 in his hand. Tries to tap away from distance, but the person he runs into will be Calyx. Magis continues to dominate with coming up here now. Picking up a second kill. Sorry, that was on to Mixwell actually there. Mixwell taking the kill for him, backing him up. He's running around P250 in hand now. He knows where to look for a player. But Space Soldiers aren't able to go and get the guns yet, so the chances are limited. And OpTic, they can be really well spread out behind this map. They don't have to go and push out too far. They've kept their distance and they've made it work, and they're looking to claim a 3rd round, while both the last remaining Space Soldiers players only have USPs to work with.
Nice anti-eco round coming out of OpTic, looking in control now after losing those first 2 rounds. Looking solid ever since. Another round on the board for OpTic, now finally taking the lead in this game for the first time.
Engine found by Alu while Magis continues to spam away. Major actually still getting the kill there with the USP, domes him in the head. And is it really worth hunting him down now when all he's got is a USP to play with? Damage has been done, but both Freiburg and Magisk is low. Save yourself the money, don't lose it, don't make sure you have to rebuy it.
Not worth the hunt, as you said, nothing invested for Major. Anyway, does get 2 kills, which is nice, along with Calyx getting 1, does some economic damage. OpTic not going to be worried of that, plenty of money in the bank. Going into the 6th round now, they do have the lead. They will be met with a buy, finally coming out of Space Soldiers after taking those ecos on the chin. But don't want to lose this one now. Don't want to be forced to eco once more. Don't want to start letting OpTic run away with his T side.
Alu up on the AWP for OpTic. Only M4s for Space Soldiers. Fair amount of utility to work with. But this is the all-important round. Once again, Engin and Zonteres pushed up in restrooms, trying to gain a bit of control. But how long can they stay strong in these positions as OpTic begin to work their way around the map?
You see OpTic going in squads, leaving one lurker in the form of HS all alone, but Mixwell and Magisk pushing together, making sure they'll be able to get any trade frags that are required of them. And HS, that solitary lurker, does get an opening into this run once more. OpTic have the upper hand.
Every single time these opening trades seem to be going in favor of OpTic as HS continues to work the damage. Engin sat in a good position, unable to do anything because Mixwell just walks around, blasts him in the face. Zonteres onto Alu and Kelix, they're picking up kills. Is this going to be enough? It's evened up at the moment. Magisk manages to do the reply frag, but he does take a fair bit of damage. Still a winnable situation here for Space Soldiers, but the B bomb site is completely empty as OpTic Gaming goes to get the bomb down.
Safe play by OpTic as well, putting up that wall of smokes, allowing them safe passage onto the site, keeping that man advantage strong. 3 versus 2 currently. No kit in the hands of Space Soldiers either. Going to be a difficult retake.
Zonteres looking for the opening. The flash comes out, and he does get domed as he tries to fall back. The call came in to save your weapons, and Paz will be the only one walking away for now. And it depends if actually OpTic want to hunt him down, because they could just take all the weapons from their hands.
You see Mixwell currently on the hunt, as well as Magisk, both of them coming up through Underpass. Paz is in danger of getting caught out. Mixwell and Magisk not yet finding his position. They are very close to each other. Looks like Paz will be able to take this rifle in the next round though.
Now OpTic, they won both their games previously against Ago, 16-2. Space Soldiers, a different kettle of fish. But if OpTic can really start building some rounds, start grinding it out, they play a unique style of Counter-Strike. They adapt really well. And it's going to take something incredibly special from Space Soldiers to continue to bounce back here. Still early days though, we're on in round 7. But OpTic are already starting to assert their dominance.
Space Soldiers going to take this time out, talk about what they're going to do with this economy. It is a bit of an awkward buy, about 3 to 3,500 across each member. Likely going to mean they're going to just get some upgraded pistols alongside Paz. We did manage to save that rifle. Again, we see a healthy buy come out of OpTic. Ever since those first 2 rounds have been looking very solid ever since. A 2-round advantage now over to this EU squad.
Now Space Soldiers getting into that situation where it's not just eco, lose, it's eco, save, run away, try and make it work. Oh, it didn't work. Let's repeat and do the same thing. They need to mix it up a little bit here. They need to be able to challenge OpTic, even up on the forced pistols. OpTic are playing slow. Why don't you go to them and try it? Like, try and work out something different here. Don't play the game that OpTic wants you to play.
HS unable to find the entry this time. Calix does take him down with that CZ. Gonna try and steal away that rifle, but Magisk with 2 kills puts an end to that dream.
Yeah, easy little spray down from him as Freiburg chimes in as well. Zonteres dealt with, and only Paz and Calix left alive. Calix 12 health. He's making his way up the stairs. He is backed up. They're both coming onto this site, while rest of OpTic have pulled in the fake, gone towards B. And this is where Space Soldiers think, damn, we messed up. Where do we go from here? Probably another save.
Most likely is going to come in, as we saw only a half investment into this one, just CZ and some armor, along with that M4 Paz took into the round from the previous one. So we'll be happy to take 2 rifles into the next round, get at least a little bit more of a buffer other than just that loss bonus. But the Cloud does have a silver lining though. Will now be getting the maximum loss bonus. We'll be able to buy what they want in the following one, perhaps even an AWP being thrown over in the hands of Engin. But thus far, Space Soldiers unable to show anything other than those opening 2 rounds.
Yeah, OpTic have started to play their game. They found their way into it. They're feeling comfortable once again. Not seeing anything too crazy out of OpTic just yet, though. No one's decided to pull out a revolver. No one's decided to throw in a little bit of disrespect. They're not taking Space Soldiers lightly. They want to close this game out with as little risk as possible. Especially now knowing that they're going to have Cash as the second map, which still baffles me, but I'm sure OpTic knows something that we don't.
There must be something in the playbook for OpTic, already looking so strong on this first map. And as we said previously, Space Soldiers look very good when they're ahead, but on the flip side, they look very bad when behind. They're not able to get anything going when the economy isn't in their favor. Having to stop and save in between each buy means none of these players are able to get rolling, get the confidence they need to take those wide peaks and get those openings for their squad.
Major AWP in hand. Goes towards door, but the nade comes in. As the smoke clears, Magisk is able to do it. Calyx instantly finding 2 headshots, which is a nice return. But that's not the round over just yet. He's got a lot more work to do. Alu scoping it out, AWP in hand, trying to reply, noticing what was going on. He wants Calyx to come push through. He wants to be given the opportunity to fire back, as his teammates do get closer and closer to this B bomb site. Nicely done as Zonteres walks through, unexpecting of Alu to come from behind. HS got himself in a really nice spot here, as it could be left unchecked. Slow from Calyx, looking around, still 1-man advantage for Space Soldiers. The time is ticking away though. They do have 2 kits, but they've got to act fast. There's no room for error as the first kill goes in favor of Calyx, as the rest of the team now come onto the site. The defuse is coming into play. Alu's far too far away, and he will just have to fall back and allow them to pick up a 3rd round there. Even tagging up Calyx at the end, but still not finding the frag. 5-3 as OpTic Gaming still hold the lead, but Space Soldiers, they're showing signs of life, or should I say Calyx is showing signs of life, because this man is continuing to dominate all by himself, in the sense that he's just a 1-man wrecking crew at this stage.
Down 2 rounds, and Calyx is 13 for 2. Do I need to say that again, James? Do I need to say that one again? 13 for 2. This is how strong this player is. That is why we're saying, if Space Soldiers are able to get an into this game, they can definitely start swinging these rounds back in their favor. But Mixwell, once again, with an opener, Engine gets him back. Now Zantares evening up those numbers, but Freiburg does it as well. A 3 versus 3 now for the rest of this round.
Now you see this, that round gets picked up by Space Soldiers. They start to get a little bit confident. They start to feel themselves out. They go into this round, they push positions, they play strong as Magisk comes from behind. Now Major and Calyx, they've got to be able to hold this up. The bomb gets dropped down, but Major unable to know where he's getting shot from. Magisk is all over the place at the moment. Calyx on a really late rotate round has got to pull off the 1 versus 2. He's making his way up connector. They expect him to be somewhere near there, but he's actually far, far away, as the team might go towards T-Spawn with 45 seconds on the clock. Calyx just on the other side. Only just got himself to the top of the stairs.
OpTic Gaming playing it correct. Both of them staying together, knowing all they have to do is trade frag. Okay, if the other one does fall, plenty of money in the bank. Do not have to worry about keeping AKs into the next round. That time is slowly ticking down, but they will have enough time to get onto the site. But Calyx already in position.
Oh, this could be really good for Calyx as well. They run onto the site, he takes down the bomber. Makes some noise like he's folding back. The plant's going to have to come in. He's not aiming in the right location, but now it's a 1 versus 1. We've got a fight on our hand as Calyx looks to pick up the 2nd round here. Flash goes out, and he did not mean to flash like that. He's got a kit to play with, but he's got no idea where Magisk may be. And he's not going to miss a shot like that. Beautiful headshot comes in. Calyx gets taken down, and we see a 6th round put on the board for OpTic now. But that was a little bit touch and go, but Space Soldiers' economy is destroyed.
Fortunately for Calyx, isn't able to win that 1v1 despite his best efforts. You saw there, getting the initial kill to bring it down to a 1v1, and unfortunately caught looking the other way. Magisk does well to secure the round. Calyx, 14 for 3. In a game, he is losing 3-6, James. He is 14 for 3. Magisk, 15 for 4, is the only one above him. Already an unbelievable performance coming out, but unfortunately, it's just not enough yet.
They always seem to find a way. We're going into the 10th round here, and OpTic have stayed dominant, but Space Soldiers are not making it easy for them. Again, the molly goes down towards connector stairs. Magisk trying to force some of the CTs out of position, but no one's here waiting for him just yet. This is the last shot in terms of buying wise for the Space Soldier side before they have to go back onto an eco or pop on Engin. Magisk on his hunt. He sees one player running away. He's already found an opportunity to come into this site and try and take it for his team, but Engin ready to reply, AWP in hand. Zonteres now. He can hear the footsteps. The nade goes out. If he can get the kill here, which is absolutely huge. And finally, Space Soldiers have an opportunity and have something to work with.
Finally, Calix's brothers in arms are finally joining him in the battle. Now looking a little more awake. Everyone chiming in, trying to support Calix, playing out of his mind, but needs the rest of his team to step up with him if they want to try and defeat OpTic. Another frag from Major and Calix once again. One of the best positions we've seen Space Soldiers in for a while now. Alu left all alone, AWP in hand in a 1 versus 5.
Ten seconds to go, and yeah, Ali will just run away to save this. It makes sense. No one's close enough to hunting him just yet, but he's got to be careful. Many angles, many areas to check.
Calix not left alone in this round now. His teammates are joining him, making this game interesting. Now currently 4-6 in favor of OpTic Gaming. And Calix and Magis tied for the most frags in the game, 15 apiece. The closest person behind them is 9 with Mixwell on the other side. Unbelievable performance coming out of Calix, doing what he needs to do if they want to get this spot. Space Soldiers now starting to put up a fight.
There's one thing you can never do with Space Soldiers is underestimate them. They're never giving up, no matter how far behind they are. And Engin starts off really strong with the first kill, but he will instantly get taken down. Again, the trades are so effective for OpTic every single time. Space Soldiers need this 2 or 3 kills in a row. Make the doubles and try and turn it into a situation where Space Soldiers can take a bit of an advantage here, right? They need to get into a situation where it's not just a 1-for-1 trade. They want to get into a site having done some damage and be able to play the numbers game against OpTic.
Paz and Zantares stacking up together. Major and Calix doing the same over on the opposite site. Weaponry definitely in their advantage, but no AWP to be discussed. Alu does have one for the OpTic Gaming lineup. You can see him going towards that A-long position, but another kill from Zantares. Space Soldiers bring that numbers deficit down, 4 versus 3 now.
Yeah, smart decision there. As they swapped over the weapons on Terra's now holding restrooms. He's awake, he's ready, and he's prepared for it. 2 versus 4. As Alu takes the grenade on his feet as Paz comes around the corner. The damage is done, and Paz with a second as well. Freiburg tries to tap him away, but it's just not good enough. 6-5, and Space Soldiers, they're not down and out of it yet.
They're going to force OpTic Gaming onto an eco as well. Starting to see the strength in this lineup come into fruition. 15 kills still in Calix, but that round Zantares and Paz both getting kills on the board, 2 apiece. And this is where it starts to get dangerous now for OpTic. Once all of Space Soldiers start working as one cohesive unit, all of these fraggers coming into effect. Now just a 1-round advantage.
Yeah, how the tables turn. High pressure, high profile game here. OpTic, clear favourites going into this entire minor. Space Soldiers, could they be the ones to upset them?
OpTic going to try and get at least a bomb plant into this round, but if Space Soldiers continue as they have been in the last few rounds, that is going to prove a difficult task. I already see Zantares jump peeking over towards A, trying to get the information. Here comes the OpTic push.
Good use of the incendiary grenade. It was just a little bit further behind, but Paz and Engin chiming in with kills of their own, trying to spam back. Engin with that CZ, trying to make it work. Mixwell, 40 health, dancing around each other here. As he will get closed out as Major finds the kill with the AK-47 there. And now we're at 6-6. Still all to play for. Can still go either way. And OpTic do call a tactical timeout.
Going to take some time and discuss what their plan is going into this buy round now. Already given up 3 rounds to Space Soldiers in a row. Don't want to give up any more. Now Space Soldiers were looking a little flustered during the start of that game, losing 5 rounds in a row after those initial 2. Now here we go, seeing what they are capable of once more. All these players starting to play together, tying up the game 6-6.
And this is certainly not as easy as the first games that OpTic had here. More of a challenge at their hands. But Space Soldiers continue to push forward, continue to impress. Doesn't matter if they're 5 rounds behind, 6 rounds behind, you name it. They'll be prepared for it. Again, Magisk holding this angle, watching for someone to poke down from Connector. Looking for the early opening frag here. Calyx once again holding strong, but he hasn't fared so well since they have been playing this position.
It was an aggressive push early coming out of the CT squad. You saw Major there on your minimap pushing towards that A-long position. Didn't get any information, so we'll be able to pass that over to his teammates that there was no one just there. As you can see, OpTic currently aligning over towards that playground position. Magisk underpass. Those grenades almost take down Calyx, surviving with 1 HP.
Flames at his feet, grenades chasing him down. Magisk Boy then deals the damage onto him to close it out. Magisk Boy ready and waiting with his team coming to help him. Engin has to hit these shots as he misses the first one, and Magisk will capitalize on it. A really good chance here for OpTic to continue to push in unless Ontaris can come up huge. And he's instantly shut down after getting the first kill on the board. Magisk continues to impress. Major all alone will hit the deck free alive for OpTic as they pick up the 7th round, and Space Soldiers can't make anything happen.
Nice round by OpTic Gaming. Still enough money on the Space Soldier side to get a buyout. Paz is the only member with low cash. Will be able to receive a drop from one of his teammates. The AWP will come into play as well for Engin. And just AKs over towards OpTic. But a nice recovery for OpTic, making sure Space Soldiers are stopping their tracks. Don't want to give away too many rounds now. And already 7 rounds on their T side is a decent showing. But Space Soldiers showing what they can do. Calyx hasn't been getting as many frags towards these later rounds. Of course, we saw him going off near the start. But still, 15 for 4, top of his squad.
Space Soldiers with a little bit more to work with. Going to try and keep the OpTic Gaming side at bay. Seeing very default play coming out from OpTic. Same situations, same positions, same areas, but Space Soldiers haven't caught onto it. They haven't woke up to what's actually going on here. They're not challenging it. Surely they should know by now that Magisk every time is pushing towards Connector, throwing the molly out, chasing you down, pushing you around, telling you to get out of his spot.
Perhaps getting a little nervous, not wanting to challenge Magisk anymore. So you have seen 19 for 8 currently, top performer in this game. Maybe going to try and avoid him, stop giving him so many confidence frag, try and slow him down a little bit. We know how dynamic of a player Magisk is. He will be able to move around this map and do what he wants with a rifle in hand. It's going to be up to Space Soldiers now to stop that push.
Calyx starting off with the first kill, but there's still 4 more to find. OpTic Gaming on the back foot for once. This is a good start for the Turkish side. Flashes and smokes going over as Freiburg will find himself the trade and the kill that he wants. Calyx still putting in the work, still putting up the numbers. How much more can he do though? As Alu takes him out of the equation, puts him to rest. And HS is on the hunt, looking to dome. The rush comes in, Nice timing comes out of there, but Alu and HS ready and waiting for it. Engin does manage to get one into 1 versus 1. He's got to go and find Alu now. He's coming up through water, and Alu's ready and prepared. Hasn't actually seen him just yet. Hasn't even tried to bait out the bomber. And you saw Alu check it there. He's like, I didn't miss it, did I?
Oh, nice little quick scope coming out of Alu. Just cure that round on the board as well. 3 kills in that individual round from Alu. Nice play there, showing it's not just Magis that is required to win the round. Good AWPing in multiple spots across this B site wins them around. OpTic Gaming now with a 2-round advantage.
OpTic trying to extend their lead. But is it going to be enough? Space Soldiers on their T side looked a lot stronger overpass-wise, compared to some of their other maps especially. It's going to be the 4-star pistols for the CT side, while OpTic have everything to play for, everything to work with, after chaining together a couple of the rounds.
Already 8 rounds on the board going into this final one, so a good showing from OpTic on their T side in the end. Did start to worry once we saw Space Soldiers getting those rounds on the board. OpTic looking to finish it strong. The weaponry advantage once again over to this multi-European side. Just 3 pistols, 1 for Mass and UMP for the Turkish squad. As Magis once again finds the opener, something we're getting so used to seeing now.
Well, that's a good start from Engin though. Drops the flash out, comes all the way around, takes down Alu. Isn't able to get the gun, but he's done a bit of damage. Magis is also very low. If Space Soldiers can make this work, it would be absolutely huge. Sprays coming out, the bomb goes down. Zonterra's in a very good spot, but he doesn't expect to look to his right. And Engin, AWP in hand, can't do anything. He was needed to be the point man to stop that bomb from being picked up. Instead, he gets owned from the AWP.
3 versus 1 now in favor of OpTic Gaming. Low HP on 2 of these members, but Paz, just a deagle in hand. A lot of work to do if he somehow wants to win this round. And Magis will make sure that is not possible. Finishes out the half 6-9 in favor of OpTic Gaming. A strong T half.
Very back and forth, but OpTic edged the lead. 3-round advantage going on to their CT side. Space Soldiers, we know how good they can be on the T side. They've shown that they're not going to get 16-2s. They've showed that they can hold strong against some of the better teams. This is their time to do it. This is their time to challenge for that top spot.
Going in this pistol round, we see Freiburg getting 2 flashes along with the kit. Of course, we know in his history, across his career, known to be a very selfless player, will do whatever the team requires of him. And in this round, his mission is to carry that kit for his squad if they do need to play retake.
Space Soldiers up and ready to take on this B-bomb site. They've had a lot of luck here in the past. Zonterra's trying to bait out the shots. You see him jump up. He's hoping a CT would be lurking around there and be caught off guard. But OpTic, they're too smart for this. They're not going to allow it to happen. They're playing back in the sights. Magis, no idea what's going on just yet. The waiting game is being played. And this time round, it's going to be OpTic that will come up with the win, in the sense that they're not going to push into things. They're not going to be taken down by Space Soldiers. They're not going to play the game that Space Soldiers want them to play.
Mixwell with that jump peek as well gets so much information for OpTic. You see now the squad shuffling around, adjusting for this B push.
Yeah, the B push is coming in. HS Magis picking up kills. Each HS dropping heads left, right, and center. Major does manage to turn it around. Now puts it into a 1 versus 1 as he picks up a triple for himself. Alu hidden in that smoke, boosted up in the sniper's nest. A triple already for Major. Still 25 seconds on the clock. Major does have the bomb to play with as well. Where's he running to?
He's going for the all-in rotation at A, but unfortunately that plays right into Alu's hands, and Alu sending a message, winning that 1v1. Not even forced to peek, and Major almost grabbing that round from the jaws of OpTic Gaming, but unfortunately Alu stays strong and gets that lucky guess on that rotation. And the pistol round is in the bag for OpTic.
I felt like Major was going to have a really good chance there. Get the bomb down, get into a defensive position. It's a 50-50 chance on what you do and where you think they're going to go and how you want to play it. And this time round, he didn't play it well. And OpTic Gaming took the round. Only 4 rounds separate him. And OpTic only needs 6 rounds to take the first map here.
Good opening round from OpTic, like I said, looking like it was about to fall apart after Major went huge, but are able to calm the fire. Take that opening pistol, giving them a nice buffer now heading into these following rounds, but want to make sure they don't want to lose too much economy. You see 3 SMGs, 2 rifles. Just important they keep those rifles in hand. Don't want to fall victim to a force buy like we've seen Space Soldiers do so many times on the other side.
Yeah, Magisk and Aloe both with them rifles in hand. Playing towards the A site. Ready to hold on to everything. They do decide to TK each other. Didn't expect that.
Little dig in the back of the head, keep you on edge.
He's like, make sure you're prepared. Do what I say. Go here. Otherwise I'm going to TK you. Damage still being done though. OpTic coming out top. Only Freiberg fell. He could be a Freiberg, but yeah, Freiberg. Only Freiberg failed. 11-6 and OpTic now. This is where it starts to get dangerous. This is where it starts to get scary. They go into this potentially taking the 12th. We'll see Space Soldiers coming with the buy. And then we could end up on a 13th round for OpTic.
This is where it gets difficult as well for Space Soldiers. Of course, this OpTic lineup now on their CT side don't have to take those as aggressive peeks anymore. Can just wait for the Turkish squad to peek into them. Of course, these veterans will be so used to this position. So dealt with these eco rounds, and we see another clean, smooth round of OpTic. 2 rounds for Magis, 2 for Alu. Freiburg getting 1 as well. No members falling means that economy will continue to build, and a 6-round advantage now over Space Soldiers.
Well, OpTic aren't the #1 seed for no reason. But how are they going to handle Space Soldiers with all the AKs in their hands? OpTic look to be keeping a couple of umps in play. Plenty of utility to play with as well. And you instantly see them start to use something. Instead, your grenade goes down towards water. They want to stop any fast rushes coming in. As Magisk on T, he constantly looked towards connector, continued pushing. And beautifully done. Engin hits the floor. Early 1-man advantage now for OpTic Gaming. And Space Soldiers continue this same thing. I'd love to know how many opening kills that OpTic got, because it seems to be almost every single time.
Nice frag on the edge of the smoke. Magisk doing so much work for his team already in this best of 1. On this best of 3 rather. The first map, as we already discussed. So many entry frags in the start of the half. 28 kills now so far in this game. By far the top performer on either squad.
Magisk, time and time again. He was the MVP. He's come onto this OpTic side after getting the boot from North. As a young, talented player. Looking to continue to say why he deserves to be on one of the best teams in the world.
These players, definitely names you would expect to be seeing at that major. Of course, Freiburg as well, removed from his former lineup over on NIP. Alu, another misfit, removed from the phase line, all looking to prove themselves and get that major spot back.
No, a lot of damage being done there. Mixwell dropped to 20 health. He's only got the UMP to play for, but he'll fall back into the water and allow his team to rotate over and help him out a bit. Smoke goes out as Calix comes in to open up the site. He manages to get 1 before being taken out. Major does manage to reply. It's 1-for-1 trades, but Mixwell still low health in water, putting in the work, putting in the damage. Jumps over, tries to spray through the smoke, and he's narrowly missing him. Paz is just about staying alive. They're just continuing to shoot bullets, but they couldn't find him until Alu finally comes around the corner. But that's the 13th round secured, and most importantly, Sam, 3 M4 saved.
Paz enters the matrix for a short amount of time, but unfortunately will be dispatched with. Neo will go no further in this round. 13 rounds on the board now for OpTic, and like we said, after those initial few rounds lost over towards Space Soldiers, have been looking very strong ever since. Dominant so far in this first map. We have to look going into the second map. Cash We did say it'll be important to Space Soldiers. Keep a cool head. You know how strong you are on Cash. Even if you do lose this game, don't forgo the entire best of 3, knowing Cash is one of your top performing maps.
Now with the extra money that OpTic have, the incendiary grenades are going to be used sparingly. One towards water to stop that early rush. Oh, nice openings from Calix once again. That's 2 now. How much more can he get done here as Alu looks to try and stop himself from pushing forward? He knows what's going on and he knows what could be going on.
Ducking behind that smoke, not taking any damage just yet. You see Major located very close to him over towards bathrooms. Magis will throw some utility then back away, and you see the rest of these Space Soldiers members now easing over towards Major, perhaps assuming this position is clear. Alu may be able to catch them off guard.
It's the waiting game as Paz starts to push through, comes in with the opening kill. Alu still yet to rotate round. The bomb is near him. He finds the first. Oh no, he has somehow misses it. Major gets the kill, turns this around in a situation where Alu could have held strong and completely upset what Space Soldiers were trying to do. Magish doesn't know where to look and where to turn as Engin finds the kill, and Space Soldiers will live to fight another day as they hold on to the weaponry they have and bring in the 7th round. But that was again a very close together back and forth round.
Solid push out with Space Soldiers. Alu unfortunately not able to get that pincer move all the way in the back. Does fall victim to Major, I believe, which then gets him on the site and around on the board. But still a 6-round disadvantage. OpTic Gaming well in the lead, and due to all that money they have been able to accumulate, will get a buy into this round, no problem. But now want to make sure they win this one. Don't want to get reset in the following round. And Mixwell just about stays alive over towards that short position. He was actually dancing around some fire. He will manage just about to survive.
Mixwell nearly set a light on the barbecue there, but he still manages to find the kill, and that's a huge one to pick up. Kellex being taken out of this is exactly the start he would have wanted. Freiburg now firing up the spam spot, trying to see if he can grab anyone. Every little bit of damage that OpTic can do is going to make a huge deal for when Space Soldiers try and push into this site. OpTic relying on their defenses.
Magisk already on the brink of a 30 bomb. Currently 29 kills, just 21 rounds played. Unbelievable performance coming out of him. Only 3 more rounds needed if he wants to close out this first map of the best of 3.
Well, Mixer walks out to his death. He'd already been tanked down, but he did manage to get Zonterra's low. HS comes in to pick it up, but it's back and forth as Magisk goes down as well. Alu looking towards restrooms. He's got to be careful. The incendiary grenades both go out towards long A. OpTic trying to hold this together.
Those 2 mollies coming through, though, will indicate there's 2 players over towards that A position. Major calls that to the seam, and that's why you see this quick push coming over towards B with Engin.
Yeah, HS all alone, but he hasn't been checked. The bomb goes down. HS just needs to survive a little bit longer, but Paz is on top of it, trying to make amends, trying to turn this around. Freiburg, Alu, it's all up to them. Alu gets the first one off in hand, and Freiburg comes in with a spray. 14-7. The time was against Space Soldiers, but OpTic stands strong. They get the rotate in, and HS in that position, buying them so much time by taking down the bomber.
Well played by the ex-NIP duo. A nice, strong retake over towards that B site. Nets them the 14th round in the bag. Now we're seeing this buy come out of Space Soldiers less than ideal. 1 AK, 1 UMP, and just 3 CZs. Meanwhile, on the other side, of course, that win will mean they'll get everything they wish. Alu keeping that up as well. Full utility, full kits, full Kevlar. And a difficult battle now for Space Soldiers if they want to get back into this game.
The fast push coming in there. That incendiary grenade that goes out every single time from OpTic to keep the rushes at bay. Doing its job perfectly for OpTic. Space Soldiers very limited on what they have to work with for this round. Can they make it happen? Can they catch OpTic off guard? Freiburg ready and waiting for it. Turns to the flash as it comes over. but luckily Major backing up his teammate, able to hold strong as Mixwell sprays down 2. It's all falling apart for Space Soldiers, despite getting that initial kill onto Freiburg.
One member low HP as well, and we see Magisk once again, the lurker.
Ooh, he spotted it surely. Magisk must have had an idea of what's going on. Sprays down 1, knows that the boost is taking place as HS comes around the corner to pick up the pieces, and Calyx falls to the AWP for Alu. 15-7, and OpTic Gaming look to take the first map here on Overpass convincingly against Space Soldiers.
Strong round from OpTic. There we see a good hold once again on the CT side will mean Space Soldiers will be forced to purchase these upgraded pistols. Some utility, but pretty much nothing going into this final round. Their last chance in this first map.
Can we see an explosive display of pistols coming out from Space Soldiers? Or will this end in misery as OpTic Gaming look to do the damage? Alu in a very nice spot, 2 for him, very fast. OpTic are pushed up aggressively, gets his 3rd one in there. And that is a quick, swift round. 5 alive for OpTic, 16-7 on Overpass. We're going to Cash, a map that Space Soldiers absolutely love. But are they going to be able to turn this around and stop it from being a 2-0? OpTic looking so convincing across all these games so far today.
Like we say about Space Soldiers, though, they do seem to be a confidence team, and taking that bad of a thrashing on Overpass will not help that confidence one bit.
Yeah.
We saw that, a dominating performance as we expected coming out from OpTic, but even foregoing our expectations, looking incredibly strong as a cohesive unit, and Magis dropping 30 that game. Just an individual performance out of him, but nobody on the side really letting them down anyway. No. Everyone was doing their part. If it wasn't Magis, it was probably going to be someone else. We saw Mixwell playing very well, landing some key headshots, and overall a strong display from OpTic.
And it wasn't so much that Space Soldiers were doing badly, but more the fact that they weren't able to really get into the games. Every time they come up with a rush or they had an execute they're about to display,